Morning Exercises, February 20th. Ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall. Malachi 4:2. They were before in darkness and disease, both of which confine. But the Son of Righteousness arises, and with healing under his wings. And thus the true light now shining, and health being restored, they become free and active. They go forth and grow up as calves of the stall. For even now they have not attained, they are not already perfect, nor are they to remain what they are, but to increase with all the increase of God. Some tell us there is no growth in grace, as if Christians could not be more wise, more humble, more patient, more zealous than they are, as if Paul's commendation of the Thessalonians was a falsehood when he told them that their faith grew exceedingly, and the charity of every one of them towards each other abounded, as if Peter enjoined an absurdity when he admonished Christians to grow in grace and in the knowledge of their Lord and Savior, as if God himself mocked or trifled when he said, "The righteous shall hold on his way, and he that hath clean hands shall wax stronger and stronger." We are not to deny what God has done for our souls. Yea, we ought to be thankful, if we have only light enough to see our darkness, and feeling enough to be sensible of our hardness. Cold as I feel this heart of mine, yet since I feel it so, it yields some hope of life divine within, however low. But though we must not despise the day of small things, we are not to be satisfied with it. A day of greater things is attainable, and if we do not aspire after it, we have reason to suspect even the reality of our religion. Spiritual principles may be weak, but if they are divine, they will evince it by a tendency to growth. The sacred writers express this progression by every kind of growth. By human growth, we read of babes, little children, young men, and those of full age, who have their senses exercised by reason of use to discern both good and evil. By vegetable growth, thus we read, first the blade, then the ear, and after that the full corn in the ear. They shall spring as among the grass, as willows by the watercourses. They shall grow as the lily, they shall grow as the vine. Here we have animal growth. They shall grow up as calves of the stall. No creature perhaps increased so rapidly and observedly as these, especially when, as here, they are well attended and fed, and for the very purpose of fattening. We have sometimes been reminded of the truth of this image by the spiritual reality. We have seen those who, in a little time, have surprised all around them by their progress in the divine life. So clear and full have been their views of the things of God, so established have their hearts been with grace, so simply and entirely have they depended upon the Savior, so decided have they been in their separation from the spirit of the world, and yet so concerned to be useful in it. So spiritual have they been in their conversation, and yet so free from all religious grimace and affectation. So ready have they been to do good and communicate in the cause of the poor and the cause of Christ. Such a living sacrifice have they presented in their bodies and spirits. So have they adorned the doctrine of God our Savior in all things. But alas, as to many of us, we have reason to exclaim, "My leanness, my leanness." How little progress have we made in religious knowledge, experience, practice, and usefulness, though we have possessed every advantage and long enjoying the means of grace. After all the discipline of his family, the instructions of his word, the ordinances of his house, how dull are our ears of hearing, how slow of heart are we to believe, how much do our souls cleave unto the dust, how affected are we with the things of time and sense, and how little actuated are we by the powers of the world to come. At present the comparison reproves us. But let it also excite and encourage. It not only reminds us of our duty, but of our privilege. This growth is not only commanded, but promised. It is therefore attainable, and we know the way to our resources. Jesus came not only that we might have life, but have it more abundantly. He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might he increaseth strength. Even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint.